From the battlefields of ancient Rome to the covert missions of modern warfare, discipline forged in steel meets elite special forces. Two warriors, worlds apart, who truly stands as the ultimate fighter. Welcome to the channel. Have you ever been curious? What if a Roman legionary, one of history's most feared soldiers, would stack up against a modern-day SAS commando? It's a classic who would win scenario, but the answer is a lot more complex than just guns versus swords. Let's break down the gear, the training, and the tactics to see how these elite warriors compare. First, let's look at the Roman legionary. Imagine a soldier marching for weeks on end, carrying everything they need to fight and live. Their primary protection was the famous larica segmentata, overlapping iron plates that covered the torso. This armor was a marvel of its time, offering excellent defense against slashes and stabs. It weighed around 20 pounds, which is surprisingly manageable. On their head they wore a gallia, a bronze or iron helmet designed to deflect blows and protect the neck and face. And for their shield, the iconic scutum. This wasn't just a defensive tool. Its rectangular curved shape was an offensive weapon, used to punch and unbalance enemies in the tight formations of the legion. Their weapons were just as iconic. The gladius, a short, double-edged stabbing sword, was brutally effective in close-quarters combat. For longer range, they carried two pila, heavy javelins designed to bend or break on impact, making them impossible to throw back and rendering enemy shields useless. A legionary was a walking fortress, a product of a military machine that conquered the known world. Now let's jump forward 2,000 years to the modern Special Air Service, the SAS. The philosophy is completely different. Where the Roman was about heavy protection and formation fighting, the SAS commando is all about speed, stealth, and overwhelming firepower. Their body armor is a testament to material science. Made from advanced materials like Kevlar and ceramic plates, it can stop high-velocity rifle rounds, something a Roman's iron plates could never do. And it's often lighter and more flexible than the larica segmentata, allowing for greater freedom of movement. Their helmet is a high-tech command center. It's not just for protection, it's a platform for night vision goggles, communication systems, and ballistic visors. It allows them to see in the dark, talk to their team silently, and receive real-time intelligence. This is a level of situational awareness a Roman general could only dream of. And then we have the weapons. The standard issue rifle, like a C8 carbine, is a lightweight, versatile weapon capable of accurate, rapid fire out to several hundred meters. Compare that to the pilum's effective range of maybe 30 meters. Commando also carries a sidearm, grenades for clearing rooms, and specialized equipment for whatever the mission demands, from explosives for breaching doors to advanced medical kits. So, let's put them in a few scenarios. Loving this? Seriously, hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel grow. Thanks. In a one-on-one fight in an open field, it's no contest. The SAS commando could neutralize the legionary from a distance before the Roman even knew what was happening. The range and lethality of modern firearms are simply on another planet. The sound alone would be terrifying and disorienting for the ancient warrior. But what if we even the odds a bit? Let's say it's a close quarters battle, outside in a moonlit dense forest. Here the legionary's skills come into play. The gladius and scutum are a deadly combination up close. The SAS trooper is trained for close quarters battle, but they're not primarily trained to fight a shielded, armored opponent with a sword. A surprise attack could be surprisingly effective. The Roman is a master of the shield bash and the quick stab. However, the commando's superior training in hand-to-hand combat, combined with a combat knife and sheer physical conditioning, would likely still give them the edge. Plus, a single gunshot at close range, even if it hits the shield, would have a massive impact. Now let's consider the real strength of both units: teamwork. A Roman legion was famous for its discipline and formations. 100 legionaries forming a shield wall, a testudo, were almost unstoppable by the armies of their time. They were a cohesive unit, drilled to perfection, moving and fighting as one single entity. Their power was in their collective strength and unwavering discipline under fire, or under a hail of arrows. An SAS team operates differently. They're typically a small unit, maybe 4 to 8 operators. Their strength isn't in a rigid formation, but in fluid communication, individual initiative, and specialized roles. They are the scalpel to the Legion's hammer. They communicate with hand signals and encrypted radios, coordinating their movements with split-second precision. One provides cover fire while another flanks the enemy. They use flashbangs to disorient and night vision to own the darkness. So if we pit a century of 80 Roman legionaries against an 8-man SAS patrol, who wins? If the Romans can force a close-range head-on engagement and maintain their formation, their numbers and shields could overwhelm the SAS team. They could absorb a lot of fire into their shields while steadily advancing. But that's a big if. The SAS wouldn't fight on the Romans' terms. They would use their superior mobility and technology to their advantage. They would engage from long range, using the terrain for cover, picking off legionaries one by one. They would use night vision to attack when the Romans are most vulnerable. They'd use explosives to break formations and create chaos. The psychological impact of their weapons, the deafening cracks of gunfire, the flash of explosions, would be devastating to soldiers who had never experienced anything like it. One of the biggest factors often overlooked is logistics and endurance. The Roman legionary was an endurance athlete. They marched 20 miles a day in full kit, then built a fortified camp. They could live off the land and operate for months with minimal support. The SAS commando, while incredibly fit, relies on a high-tech supply chain. Their equipment needs batteries, their weapons need specific ammunition, and they rely on helicopters or vehicles for insertion and extraction. In a long-term survival scenario without resupply, the Roman's low-tech, self-sufficient approach gives him a serious advantage. He knows how to live off the land, build shelter, and maintain his simple but durable gear. Ultimately, comparing these two warriors is like comparing a shark and a lion. Both are apex predators, perfectly adapted to their own environments. The Roman legionary was the peak of ancient warfare technology and discipline. The SAS commando is the pinnacle of modern special operations. In a direct confrontation, technology and firepower give the SAS an almost insurmountable advantage. They fight a different kind of war, but that doesn't diminish the incredible skill, toughness, and bravery of the Roman soldier. They were masters of their domain, and the empire they built and defended is a testament to their effectiveness. It's fascinating to think about how each would react to the other's world. The legionary would be in awe of the commando's magic, while the commando would have a deep respect for the raw grit and discipline of the man in the iron armor. So while the SAS trooper would likely win the fight, the Roman legionary wins a huge amount of respect for being one of the toughest soldiers in history. It's a fun thought experiment that highlights just how much warfare has changed, and yet how qualities like discipline, courage, and teamwork remain timeless. What do you think? Who would you bet on in a different scenario? Let me know in the comments below. Let's get a conversation going. Want to see more? Just tap a video on screen. Stay safe and stay curious. Thanks for watching.